Testing. What's up, y'all? I'm out here. So stay tuned. I'm about to come on. I'm just trying to get the volume. I'm trying to get the music going. We'll be with you in a minute. What's up, Chicago? It's your man, Maze Jackson. I'm live in the building. Give me a hot second. We about to go live in 1 minute. Turn me up in my headphones. All right, you can hear me. Testing. Yo. What's up? It's your man, Maze Jackson, live in the building. All right, y'all. We about to get this thing cracking because DJ Riis the Ruler is not here. What's up, Chicago? It's your man, Maze Jackson, live in the building. We are waiting on DJ Riis the Ruler. He has had a little mishap, so he's running behind. And I, for some reason, cannot get the joint cracking. Cannot get the volume cracking, so it looks like I'm going to have to do myself a Maze Jackson refresher update in class and get this thing going. So look, it is Friday, Friday, April 22nd, right here on the Maze Jackson Show. Look, let me get a couple things going in the studio and then I'm going to be ready to rock and roll. Rolling solo dolo right now until I can get my man DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. Yeah. Now, y'all know, I usually could run this whole joint by myself, but some kind of way the system is not set up and did not turn on this morning. So what I got to figure out is why I can't get the music going, because I would have got that going and we would have been doing our thing, because I cannot, you know what I'm saying, don't never trust, not never trust, but you know what I'm saying, my thing is always never leave your fate in the hands of someone else. All right, so if you are tuned in with me this morning, it is about 6:14. We're going to get this thing going. I don't know if you all saw that Joe Biden is planning to send another $1.85 billion over to the Ukraine. And I'm not really tripping, but I am going to say nobody better tell me why we can't get no reparations now. Like, why we cannot get reparations now. Y'all there with me this morning? Give me a call. Well, let me not say to give me a call because I ain't even got the phone lines open. We are trying to get a few things cracking. You have not heard the introduction, so you're probably like, what is going on? What is going on is I am here solo dolo this morning, but it is a lot to talk about. I was thinking about what am I going to talk about today on the show, and as I got to going to find out what was going on this week, I saw this story about Senator Tony Munoz and Senator Steve Landek both set to retire in January. They are not going to run for re-election. And it just got me to thinking about the transition and, like, who taught us? Now, there's a lot of controversy around why they are stepping down, but the crazy part was they are ready to do so, and they are ready to step down, and they had a transition plan. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at how they transitioned, how were they able to transition and put their successors in. And Bobby Rush wanted to transition, and 17 people got in the race. Not to say that any of those people shouldn't have gotten into the race, but it just goes to continuity. It seems like we're always fighting to rebuild or restart instead of build upon. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Man, plus the Bulls are in the playoffs tonight again, and it's tied 1-1. When is the last? That's been a long time. When is the last time we were in the playoffs? Was it during the D-Rose era? Did we make the playoffs? Besides the D-Rose era? All right. I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you. I am looking forward to the game if I could stay all the way awake. You know, and they start putting these games on at 11 o'clock, at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and they go to 11:30. I'd be like, tap me back in at 10:40, 10:45, right? Because I can't make it the whole time. Let me tell y'all what, it is an exciting day today too, though. Shout out to Black People First. Shout out to Brother Devin Gordine, who is reelected to his school board. And then shout out to Ruthie Moore, who took the charge. I remember us talking about it at the Black People First party meeting. Ruthie Moore took the charge to become an elected a local school council member. She ran, and yesterday she found out she won. Now, y'all, I want to talk about the shenanigans, and she was scared to talk about the shenanigans. But actually, Ruthie is a great story. I hope she don't get mad at me for talking about it. But it was, first, I got to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed that I wasn't able to be part of Ruthie's election. But I know sometimes people don't be wanting, you know, I know I can be, sometimes I told you I'm a machete, and sometimes people want to be under the radar. So I understood that. But yesterday when Ruthie was telling me, like when she left the election place and told me that they said they was going to tell her, not today, tomorrow, come back at 10 o'clock. I was like, what election they do that at? You know, it's when you know the rules. But it was the precarious, she was really in the precarious position that we as Black people find ourselves in when we know that the rules are not being applied to us properly, but we're scared that if we push too hard, then there will be a negative reaction. And so we kind of try and wait. And she was like, well, they told me to come back tomorrow. I was like, girl, if you don't make me come up there. And it was kind of funny because it was like, much love to Ruthie's dad, but I felt like politically, y'all not finna be playing, Ruthie. Don't make me come up to that school. I was like, Ruthie, get back up there. She was like, I was just gonna wait till tomorrow. So the lady said okay, I'm not gonna even talk. But I just need to say shout out to Ruthie Moore, because she is now officially a local school council member of the Arthur Ashe School in her neighborhood. Shout out to her. Super proud of her. Super, super, super proud of her. And shout out to Lori K. Westerfield, who is in a runoff. So Black People First, we need to do a voter organizing and make sure that Lori Westerfield makes that win. If it's a tie, the tie goes to us. So to all of the Black People First people that have been sitting in our meetings, have sat at the same table with Lori, we got to push her over the top. So I'm going to ask you all let's get involved in this local school council election for Lori K. Westerfield. Shout out to Stephen Mitchell, listener. Stephen too fancy for us, man. I knew Stephen was going to win, though. I knew Steven was going to win when I saw he was going to write because, he fancy. He had a whole slate and everything. But, with Steven, when you got when you leave out the house and you got two different Louis Vuitton shoes on, and they two different colors and you got the same shoes and the same, you know what I mean? You be like, oh, yeah. That brother doing this thing. So shout out to Stephen Mitchell. Tennille, did Antoinette, did Sister Save-A-Lot win for diet? If she did, let me know. I want y'all, all of the people that got elected to local school councils today, tell me something good Friday. I want you all to give me a call. I want to hear a shout out to your school, to all the people. Thank you to everybody who took it seriously. I also want to let you all know that a lot of the schools, particularly the less involved schools, probably still have vacancies. So if you are interested in still becoming a member of a local school council, check the dashboard, because if you go to the local school council elections dashboard, it'll tell you if your school still has vacancies, and you still can go in. But yeah, I want to make sure. Congratulations, y'all. And that was, shout out to all of y'all that did the Carrie Steele, who did not just talk about it, who be about it. And now I feel ashamed because Ruthie was like, you need to fill out your paperwork. And I was like, Ruthie, if I do one more thing, then y'all going to be mad at me again because I ain't do the last thing. But great start, great opportunity to be involved in your community, great resume builder. And I want you to know you are officially an elected official. Like, real talk. Like, you get props, and you could stand up and say, I'm an elected school board member. And when you come to community meetings, right, and you can go to the meetings and see how they impact the children, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you all have done, a journey that you have embarked upon. The meetings get long, too, and you're going to learn politics, because it's politics at every level, especially for the new people that got in. All right, let me see what else. Oh, my God. Did y'all hear about what happened at the FOP meeting? Tell me y'all heard about what happened at the FOP meeting. First of all, this is an example of black folks. Black folks you got to get black folks angry to get them active, I feel like. Which is probably why I tell y'all all the bad stuff. But I got to tell y'all a good story yesterday, because it was pretty slick. Did y'all see the story about John Catanzaro? I don't know if you all knew that John Catanzaro was trying to pass a constitutional amendment in the FOP bylaws that would have allowed him to bypass an election and add an additional 2 years to his term. Now, so yesterday, the black people, they don't usually go to the meetings. The black people don't usually go to the FOP meetings because, when you go to the meetings and you be like, man, I'm not finna sit through this. Well, apparently so the white folks have been doing this in the FOP, which is kind of how John Catanzaro probably got elected, because black folks wasn't paying attention. Not even because they weren't paying attention. They just don't, they be like, man, that don't got nothing to do with me. Well, let me just tell you, the black folks showed up and showed out at the meeting yesterday and blocked his extension. Organized by Sid Davis. And we got to meet this Sid Davis. Sid Davis is the last black board member in the FOP, I believe, is what I'm understanding. And that goes all the way back to Mark Donahue. And I think it's kind of like it goes back to that era where, they knew that they had to have a black person, a white person, a Latino person. Like, we got into the place now where people don't feel like nobody, like, I know we talk crazy about mandated inclusion and all that stuff and token and all of that, but there was at least a time when everybody felt like they had to have a black person. When the last two administrations, there hasn't been a black person, a black outreach. You know what I'm saying? So the last person, who was Mark Donahue, well, I think Mark Donahue goes all the way back to Daley. He starts using social media posts and et cetera, and the black folks show up to the meeting, show up, show out, and block Catanzaro's extension. Apparently, apparently, according to the paper, the sisters he started calling, after he lost the vote, he started cursing the brother out talking crazy, or at least talking smack. And you know how people be talking smack like you ain't in the room or like you ain't gonna say nothing? Well, apparently the sisters in the room was like, hold on, homie, you don't talk about him while he ain't here. Do not say his name. And it turned into a little kerfuffle. But I gotta tell you, it was, they gotta feel a certain way when the sisters and the brothers showed up to the meeting. Like, they was like, what the hell are they doing? You know, when you about to pull a move and somebody found out you about to pull a move and they show up and you gotta be like, oh, damn, we done been found out. Well, that is exactly what happened yesterday. All right, so shout out to the black police officers who I know we don't give a lot of props to, but they definitely thwarted a move yesterday, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what else. Remember, he suspended the sister for taking a knee, kicked out the FOP because the white guys had taken it over, like it wasn't no black officers. So they showed up yesterday, showed out. Shout out to the black police officers who showed up and exercised their membership rights as voting members. See why you gotta see, this is my thing, y'all. See how y'all be cursing see how we have to learn how to communicate amongst each other. Everybody got a job. And if you got a job, 8 times out of 10, you ain't working for somebody that's really looking out for black people. So within that realm of the place that you are operating, we have to be able to communicate with our people there, right? So that when something happens, right, y'all could be MFing every black police officer ever. And then be mad because they didn't vote dude out. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and we don't even have a vote. So I want us to figure out, how do we have a communication space? Right? Nobody that works at a job for someone that is not black, and even in the case of somebody black, is working for those companies aren't built for the self-interest of black people. So what we have to do is figure out, how do we navigate within that space and make sure that when we see a threat, that we buttress the threat. How many of y'all even knew there was a vote happening? How many of us, not y'all, how many of us? How many of us knew? But that required the black officers to have a concerted effort amongst themselves to say, this is not going to be good for black people going forward. So look, y'all, we got to show up at this meeting. We don't even mess with these people. Yeah, they take union dues, but look, get y'all ass up and come on. And so when you needed a 2/3 vote and 30 people show up and they throw off your count, guess what? You just saved yourself 2 years. And now, because he's not a police officer, I don't know if he gets, and he would have, I don't know. So I'm not going to get into that. But I just want us to stop trying to figure out, how do we castigate each other for doing the same thing we all doing, which is trying to survive, and figure out, how do we utilize our people in positions to do what they need to do. Now, when my man Hassan right? See, Hassan and his crew probably need to show up to the meeting. Be like, oh, no, I know y'all, we don't really mess with y'all like that, but we here today. And then you don't got to show up by yourself, so you ain't got to be the one. And how cold was it that Sid didn't even show up to the meeting? Because his people had his back. So, dude, that was some player stuff. We got to learn how to do that. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm rolling solo dolo right now. But give me a minute. I'm going to try and figure out this music. In the meantime, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to mute the mic. I'm going to see if I can get us some music. And if I can't, I'm going to be right back, and we're going to welcome the Saints from WBGX 1570 AM. Now, bear with me, because you're going to be in silence for a minute. You're going to be in silence for a minute. But we'll be back after these messages. Testing. All right. What's up, Chicago? It's your man, Mayor Jackson, and I'm back in the building, back on the map. I want to say what's up to the listeners, to our Saints calling in from WBGX 1570 AM. That's right. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. on WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call at 872-259-7474. All right, now, that's for the Saints, because our Saints come in every day at 6:30. Now, if you're one of the sinners, then you got to you get here at 6 and you got to come here early. You got to stay late. 6 to 9 every day, Monday through Friday. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and the like. Y'all, in case you are wondering what's going on, DJ Riis the Ruler is running a little bit late, but we had to get the show cracking. So I am going solo dolo, no music, no nothing. Just your man, Mayor Jackson, live and direct in the studio. Now, see, I'll be acting up, right? And I don't know, for some reason, I cannot seem to get the Twitter Twitch going. Excuse me, I cannot seem to get the sound from the road going. So when Riis gets here, I think we'll have some music and I'll get back on my grind. So I was talking about John Catanzara before I went on break. And I just think that Catanzara lost the police union extension vote. It was a vote. And one of the things that the people said that made the black voters turn out, or the black police officers show up, is they were like, he doesn't get along with anybody. He fights everybody. He's disrespectful. They go through this whole list of things. And all I could think of was, boy, Mayor Lightfoot better learn a lesson. Right? And it's funny to compare Lori Lightfoot to John Catanzara, but I feel like they all were birthed out of this Trump era of politics, where it's just like, be as offensive as you can, and just hope that your opponent shrinks. Like, I think that what their strategy is to overtalk you, to insult you, just to make you say, man, I don't even want no parts of that, and just leave them alone, and then they get to romp around and stomp around in the place. But I think the thing that stood out to me was that the black police officers, who probably don't participate often in FOP meetings, felt the need to show up and show out when there was a threat. And I think Mayor Lightfoot should learn a lesson from that, because I would argue that while we feel that John Catanzara may be racist or is racist, I think his leadership style is very similar to the mayor's in how they deal with kind of everybody. Because it ain't just like the mayor's offended black people. She be offending everybody. Quite frankly, black people are often the least offended, because we so used to being the most disrespected that if we ain't just at the top of the offense list, our insult level is very high. So when Tennille tells me, oh, don't forget about that pocket of people that are very excited with the mayor, and I'm not tripping on you, but I also understand kind of why. All right, y'all, it's the Mayor Jackson Show. Oh, Mike Tyson. We going to talk about that for a hot second. So you take a picture with Mike Tyson and you decide, how does this go? He went to take a picture with Mike Tyson. Then he became obnoxious. Started talking smack, throws the bottle of... Okay. Like, honestly, I felt like this had to be a fake story. And the reason I feel like this was some kind of fake story, because it was clear he knew it was Mike Tyson. Right? It's clear you know it's Mike Tyson. You antagonize him and wait. He threw a water bottle at him? What was in the water bottle? Had to be fentanyl. Had to be some good liquid crack. Because who threatens Mike Tyson? Who steps to Mike Tyson? And I guess my question is, I often sometimes think people do stuff to sue so they can sue so you can beat them up. But, like, honestly, I still remember, what's my man, Mitch Green? What's my man, the dude that was talking smack to Mike in the alley and got his face busted up in the alley at Dapper Dan's? Who? But I gotta also say, y'all, I was a little disappointed that dude wasn't asleep by the time Mike was through. And I recognized that Mike was probably having a challenge working him over the seat. But I think if you leave on your feet with Mike Tyson, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, yo. I guess my question is, like, I would have liked to see Mike put the boy to sleep. I'm not tripping. I know that sounds crazy. But I would have liked to see Mike put the boy to sleep. Okay? I'm just saying. I think the dude got off easy. When I saw his face, I was like, I needed some Martin action. I needed some Martin, Tommy Hearns. Like, see, this is my thing, right? Let me just tell you, I told you there's something going on right now with these MMA gyms. Dog, I'm telling you, if they gonna step to Mike Tyson, they will step to anybody. These MMA, I'm just telling you, we are allowing these media images to change the way we are being perceived in this space. Right? Like, I'm telling you, it used to be a time when they wasn't playing. And it just didn't go. I'm just, like, I just say you can't let the guy walk away from Mike Tyson. Because if you let him walk away from Mike Tyson, then you got a real issue. They gonna start. You done turned out. Yeah, no, I'm good. If Mike, like, I'm just telling you, we can ready have a rash of this happening. They like, damn, that's all he got from Mike Tyson. Oh, I'm finna test Riis. I'm telling y'all, we letting this thing get away from us. Our narrative is, like, at least we used to have the fear factor. We don't even got, like, in a minute, people ain't gonna even be crossing the street when it's a pack of us. Okay. Rather be feared than loved. In most cases. It's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, y'all. You figured out? No? What's going on? We don't know. DJ Riis the Ruler is in the building now, y'all. So some kind of way. The internet is resetting and going on and going crazy and all type of stuff. What was it? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Oh, you hear? See? Now you want to hear some music going on. Riis, what happened? Why come I couldn't hear? Why come I couldn't get it going?
It's a little glitch in the system. If I would explain it to you, you probably wouldn't understand. It's the way that you gotta, like, do something in configuration. Like, it's kind of like crazy the way it take away.
All right, so you're gonna have to write that down because this can't happen again. All right, you wanna write that down in case y'all didn't know. That's DJ Riis the Ruler. He is in the building. I heard him come in and slam. Hey man, how you slamming doors when you late? See how people be
strong door.
See how I was like, oh, you know how people be. You know how, like, you ever be in trouble, so instead of being in trouble, you be like, you act like you mad first. Like, you ever come in the house, like, you probably should have been in a little bit earlier than you got out, maybe hanging out with the fellas a little too long. You know you probably finna catch it, so you come in with an attitude like,
man. What's wrong with you? Yeah, but don't tell our secret, man. You done told our secret now.
I was seeing you try to pull it. I thought that's what you was trying to pull.
No,
I
was
like, oh, he slamming it out too?
Like, dang, this dough heavy than a mud.
All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler in the building. We have gotten this thing off to a crazy start, so I want to do this. I want to go back because sometimes I don't get my vibe until I got my stuff, and I ain't had my coffee, My coffee halfway gone, and I ain't even heard the intro. So let's go all the way back. And let's wake up. Let's do the whole thing from the top of the show. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We gonna start where we fit. We gonna get to the social media question of the day. But I gotta get my thing. I gotta at least wake up everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, wake up Chicago, wake up world. You know, I don't do all that. Just be like, you know how when you get outside off the wrong side of the bed, and you gotta get back in the bed and get out the other side so it can be straight. That's what we gotta do. So it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. We'll be back after this reintroduction. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Maze.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. And we are in the building. It is about 6:49. Now, Riis was a little bit late, but the Saints was on time. They got here at 6:30. Sinners right here clicking, click, clacking. Hello? They was like, is this thing on? Hello? You out there? Then I fooled them because I turned it on and it was on in silence. But we are back and we are back to normal. It is Friday. You got paid on Monday, so don't even ask me again. You got paid last Friday. Right, actually last Friday. Don't call me. And you know, don't call me on the 1st. And if you try to talk to me on the 15th, I ain't even really going to be your friend. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos, and we are doing our thing. It's about 6:50. Now, shout out to the Sinners who got here at 6, and they hang out with us till 9, sometimes even 9:30, because y'all be acting up like ain't nobody got nowhere to be. Then people be wanting to call in. We had an action-packed week. We had the combo of combos with Kirby. Like, man, we got to understand it. Think like we going to have to get this LGBTQ thing in order. As long as you, look, what if they be like LGBTQ, whatever? I'm going to be like, you can lead the BLGBT caucus. Then Riis, we had Richard Boykins in the building. You know what I'm saying? We had Tia and Early. You know what I'm saying? Husband and wife team, Fox News, Black Philanthropist, Tow Truck Operations. We done had some calls. We done did a whole thing. So it's going to be Tell Me Something Good Friday. Plus, my co-host, my girl, Ruthie Mo, is now officially an elected official. She won. Shout out to Devin Gordine. Shout out to Stephen Mitchell. Auntie Neil's going to let me know about Antoinette Peterson. And then shout out to Lori K. Westerfield, who's in a runoff. And you know I'm happy we in a runoff because we finna run their off. Lori, I'm going to have them pull the voter files for your neighborhood. We going knocking on some doors. Asking proxies. We voting once, twice, 3 times. We getting it all. Shout out to Black People First, to the people that picked up the charge to go forth. Y'all, it is the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, and I know you came in late, but Mike Tyson was not, he ain't even, hey, Riis, I'm telling you, Mike got to start. We got, like, when these altercations happen, you got to put them down. All the way. There cannot, I'm telling you, people, they starting to feel a certain way. If Mike Tyson can get away with it, if I could throw a water bottle at Mike Tyson, I could pop Riis in the back of his head. What are you gonna do about it? You ain't no Mike Tyson around here. Mike! Here go the crazy part. Mike is a senior citizen. We still, like, we waiting for Iron Mike. Iron Mike, like, man, I smoke too, dog.
That's Copper Mike right now.
Right. You know, it's like we can't be having Mike. And that's how they get you. Cause they get your legends when they down. They be like, I remember my Rocky Marciano knocked out. Dog, he knocked him out and he's 90 years old. Cause we gotta be in it to the end. Like, but Riis, here go my thing. And this is why you should just go ahead and hit the button. Go ahead, hit the button for me, Riis, and we gonna do it right now. Because we right about that too.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Riis, how you know when you're being played or played with? Have you ever been tested as an adult?
All the time.
At Riis, what's your levels of response to being tested, played, or somebody playing with you? Right? Because, first of all, how do you know if you are being played with or played? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Give me the levels of being played. Do, like, people play dumb?
That's one.
Yeah, huh? What? I didn't even know.
Or you'll heard them say something, then they'll come, man, you know I hate phony kicking it. Or they'll come in there, you know they talking about you, and then they come, hey, Maze, how you doing there, bud? Good to see you. You be like, I really know how you really feel about me. Or like, you know, like play dumb or just try you. You know, this is how it is. Because, you know, at a certain age, people, they try you. Like, you know what, he ain't really ain't going to do nothing. Because you older, you like, you know what, you know, in my 20s, I probably would have went off. But, you know, like, I'm a little older now. Well, yeah.
See, but
like,
that's what I feel like they did with Mike.
Yeah, people be trying you like, you're a little older now.
I feel like Mike, like, damn, man, I know I'm Mike. I know I'm the greatest ever. But I really am Mike Tyson sitting in first class. And you gonna drag me to this level because I feel like the water bottle you're obliged to respond if you're Mike Tyson. Or Riis, do you play it off? Do you get him put off the plane? See, my thing is I could Mike Tyson you, or I could Johnny Cochran you.
See, but you know what? Sometimes it be a level, and sometimes people know, like, they know how to push you to that level. Like, they know that was Mike. You know what I'm saying? I bet Mike try to play it off cool, but you know how they just keep pushing you. You like, you know what, man? I just and he just.
Then you got to kill an ant with a sledgehammer.
Right. But he definitely finna get a little check. But it's all good.
Who gonna get the check?
The person that he.
No way. If it's video of the water bottle flying, man, Joe, it's self-defense.
Self-defense, but he didn't throw a punch, right? Did he throw a punch first?
He had to throw a punch first. Well, Riis.
He gonna
see. That's why you gotta beat it. You gotta beat the brakes off of him. You gonna pay. You gotta pay. Then you gotta beat the brakes off of him, Mike.
He definitely finna get some money. Like,
then if he gotta pay still after dude came at him, then he should have beat the brakes off of him.
Did the dude throw a punch at him first, or the water bottle?
The water bottle.
No,
that's assault. A loaded water bottle is more dangerous than a punch, depending.
He's still gonna get a check though.
You think so?
Yeah, because you know, I guess because his hands is supposed to be like registered as lethal weapons and all that, so he might he still.
Are you sure, Riis? His hands ain't
again.
Registered as. He's a senior citizen.
They gonna say this Iron Mike, but they gonna bring in. Oh, look at this guy right. He's not.
Dog, he did that 30 years ago.
I ain't trying to hear. He getting a check. Watch they gonna pay that man.
That's what people be see. And so then how do you so when you being played or played with, how do you respond as an adult? See, I'm just telling you. That's why I'm saying, man, you see when you give people the opportunity to play with you, and then they get to go get the check afterwards, then you be like, see, this is why I should have just crushed, right? That's why you kill your enemy and you crush your enemy and you crush them totally.
Best thing I could do is not build with you. I told you, man. You just gotta. Sometimes it's that peace of mind, though. Like the older you get, you be like, you know what? If it ain't worth it, I say, you know, just try not to. Even though I know it'd be, you know.
I mean, he threw a water bottle at him.
Yeah.
Riis, you on the plane? Riis.
Right.
Riis, you on the plane? You done took the pictures. Mug steady talking. You ain't sure. You ain't gonna do it. Yeah, Mike Tyson. You ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this motherfucker bring something. You know how Mike Tyson, you ain't gonna do. I'm sitting in first class just like, look, man, I'm just trying to read my paper, man. You ain't, you're not gonna talk to me because you know the next thing with white people when you ignore them,